How we doing, everyone? How's it going? Let me know in the chat. You know the deal. Can you see and hear me? God, there's loads of people in here. Who's messaging me? Oh, it's me. One I've tweeted out to come join. Let's get rid of that. Nice. Right, let's see who's here. FPL Cobbler, John Shanley, Jack Brokenshire, FPL Depression, Gareth Big Cheese FPL. Hello, 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 hello. Yes, I'm seeing hellos. Nice. Frank Leboeuf. Hello, Benny. Cobbler, the man of the puns. Lovely. Nice to see you. What a shit week in FPL that was, eh? Well, I don't know about you lot, but standard for me, as usual. Absolute dog shit. Had to choose between, believe it or not, Alisson, Meslier, or Edison as my goalkeeper this week. Guess which one I picked? Fucking woeful. And then I had Digne and Calvert-Lewin in that Everton game. Pile of shite. And I've ended on what? Despite having 11 players, well, I thought I would have 11 players, I now ended up on 9 players because Jota and Edison didn't turn up. And total score of 37 points, I think. Bag of shite. Anyway, enough about FPL. It was a strange week in ChampMan. Well, I guess you could say. Not so much in results, just I guess point scorers again, a bit mixed. The Liverpool Bolton game was a surprise, but they obviously threw in a bit of a rep game here, and Bolton they got battered, but they had more shots on target. Classic counterplay. How many runs did Gardner? Had 6 runs, so caused them a lot of grief. Adam Sands, Bricky, oi oi, he's back in the running. Pato, good to see you. Yeah, fuck FPL. Middlesbrough battered Millwall again. I think they're now the leading goal scorers in the league. Let's have a look. Oh no, they're not. Close though, 59. Only 3 off of Man United. Crazy. Oh yeah, there's Andy. Yeah, poor Andy gets himself a job. He's too tired to do it with me. Fucking hell, mate. First day. Everyone just like send him hate. We're all for peace and love and on Twitter and not sending hate, but fuck that. Just send Andy some hate. I'm only joking. Sold Garden for Weatherall on wildcard. CMFPL is also hell. Yeah, I can't get away from it. I don't know why we bother playing fantasy. I mean, obviously there is some skill involved, but holy hell, there is some luck involved. I don't know how anyone can say any different. I think the guy in second, is it Norwegian bloke? I think he's Norwegian. Ola or whatever, who was in first. He's got bloody Mitchell, and I think he's coming off his bench for an assist and a goal this week. What the fuck? I never get that jam. Ever. I have to sweat blood and tears to get my jam. Right. There's been some stuff in Europe, I think, and League Cup. So let's go to League Cup first. I think it got tweeted out, this actually. Send him all the hate, he's used to it. Yeah, don't actually send him hate. Man U Ipswich. I think this was tweeted out actually. So they obviously won a 1-0, 3-0 on aggregate. This was a full-on rep team, as you can see. Chadwick didn't play, of note. Yeah, to be fair, you wouldn't have had Bolton on a free hit cobbler, away to Liverpool. And Gardner, you can argue, can play any game. That's why he's that price, and he's got attacking returns. But yeah, no, you still wouldn't pick him on a free hit. I don't think you can beat yourself up about that. I genuinely thought Leeds would batter Charlton as well. They had 2 rubbish centre backs. The whole of their team was rubbish, as we know. Defence was rubbish. Yeah, Viduka was great. One man of the match, just didn't get the goals. Wes Brown had a stormer here though. So that's Man United into the final, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're playing Chelsea, where they both could rep. I don't think that causes any issues with the fixtures yet, but I could be wrong. They're certainly not on there at the moment. There was some ties in the UEFA Cup. So here's some results. So 4th round, first leg. Arsenal played Liverpool and they won 1-0. Thierry Henry with the goal and man of the match again. Guy's an absolute machine, isn't he? Long gone are the days of trolling, apparently. This I found funny. Absolutely battered them. Again, when we have these big clashes, it's a bit different to real life, where the home team are just at such an advantage between the big clashes, because the away team actually play defensively, which they rarely actually do normally. And as you can see, 64% possession, 15 shots, 8 on target. How it was only 1-0, I don't know. The red card, obviously, in the 32nd minute, though, is obviously going to have contributed to that. So that's Robbie Fowler going to be banned for a little while, but I don't think anyone owns him. Who got the assist here? Oh, Bassedas off the bench. That was their team. Lauren turned up. That was nice of him. And that was Liverpool's team. So Hegham's fully back now, isn't he? He played last week as well. What else happened in Europe? So these are the other games. Leeds played Milan. You're going to like this one because Ian Hart scored. Leeds slightly better-ish. Well, actually it's fairly even. And he scored in the 90th minute, Shevchenko. Ian Hart scored a penalty in the 27th minute. Alan Smith with the assist. Larson didn't play. He's a cup tied. European tied. Is it just a European ban, Fowler? Oh, sorry, Andy. Yeah, of course it is, because it happened in UEFA. Ignore me. This is why I need you, my wingman. So there we go. Let's do job security whilst I remember. Kinnear is still insecure, just loitering with intent. There's been no transfers. I think it's quite a short turnaround. Yeah, so it's been a week, isn't it? Yeah. Let's see if there's anyone been let go actually. So Watson happened. Any Simmers out there can add some of these people on here if they want. Paul Marson left and went to Sheffield United. That was the 27th of February. RIP. No, we don't know who you are. That's about it. Who ended up with the cobbler's job? Is that Northampton? Northampton, the cobblers, right? If I made that up. Mark Smith. League plans this week. I haven't thought about it. I've been working all weekend. Yeah, I'll click through the fixtures. If you guys want the wheel, just say so. I can bring it out, or I can run it and then pan pick some. Right, here's the Premier League fixtures then, just to keep everyone happy. So this week, it's a bit mixed. So we've actually only got 4 fixtures. These guys are playing today. Guys with an extra day's rest. So 5 teams there. We'll go back over this as we go through each team. And then Bolton Millwall on the Monday. Mark Smith, of course, yeah. So then we've got, what's that? Is that a 2-week break? I think it is for FA Cup. Yeah, it is, yeah. So 2-week break. And as you can see here, all the games, there's still 10 fixtures. I'm just counting them, yeah, 10. And then these are the ones that get switched, I assume, because of the League Cup, because Chelsea are playing Man United, aren't they? So they still stay in the same game week, they just move on to the Wednesday. So still no doubles or blanks as of yet, but we're still on course with Man United in the League Cup final, FA Cup and Champions League, where they did okay. That was last week though. Gary Wheel, Ian Wheel, make a wheel of it. Bring on the wheel. Yes to the wheel. Spin the wheel. Okay, alright. God. Here's the table as we just showed. Leeds now topping the table. They do win in the second season quite often. Leeds and Man United are usually top 2. Chelsea usually do a lot better, and they have been keeping a shit ton of clean sheets recently. Even without Desai and Terry. Yeah, 24 goals conceded. Their man Leeds. So maybe they'll rise up towards the end. Charlton. Fucking woeful. Millwall? No, I don't think they can get out of that, can they? No, they're gone as well. And probably Derby as well. 6 points looks tough. Right, I know what you're after. I know what you want, and it's disgusting. You want the team news. Next match, tomorrow. Derby at home for Arsenal. 7 to 8% you can add on to all of these guys. Luzhny is orange flagged, few days, sprained wrist. Dixon's on 88%, but obviously will rise like we just said. Same for Perez, he'll be on 97, 98. Thierry Henry should be on 98, something like that. 99, so he's fine. Everyone here is okay. We've got one yellow before Ashley Cole gets banned. He's in need of a rest, but to be honest, I don't think that means anything at all in this game. And the same for Lauren. There are no injuries. And Bassedas you can add to that list as well. So they are good. And they're at home to Derby, which I haven't had time to watch CM Fantasy's video or anything, but instinctively it feels like it'll be a decent game. So Henry's potentially a captain option again, isn't he? And I imagine Derby away will probably play the formation with the DM, which is slightly better for the wings, but still the wingers are good, aren't they? So if you can work out who's going to play on the wing, I suppose Perez is the most likely. Perez, Tikhonov, Lundberg, one of those guys could go big as well. Wheel Arsenal midfield. It doesn't quite work like that, but you never know. Aston Villa, they played today away to Watford. Don't know what to expect from this game actually. There's no one of note injured, and condition wise anyone who's relevant is good. Mellberg is 1 yellow away from a ban. Angel, Balaban, Dublin, they're all good. As part of the league, can you tell us if any goalkeepers score? I'll do you a deal, Graham. I'll tell you if any goalkeepers score. I really fucking hope a goalkeeper doesn't score now. There we go. Anyone want anything else from Villa before I move on? Put stuff in the chat if you want me to click on anyone or anything like that, guys, because I'm trying to whiz through it. Dixon's annoyed and Luzhny's injured, so Lauren, who's played the last game, could be an option. I know people have been there before and probably not interested. Blackburn, they play tomorrow away to Charlton. Again, not seen any sim data or anything, but Charlton are so shit in this, and they've got so many unhappy and people leaving and all sorts of stuff, that even though Blackburn aren't the best team away, they won't play the 7-2-1, and yeah, I'd have thought they'd batter Charlton probably. I mean, Charlton would probably score, but I think that they could get a few goals, so I don't think you should be put off by Blackburn assets. Can I have a Hendry goal? We'll see what the CM Lords bring you, John Shanley. Yeah, tomorrow is the Charlton game. So again, everyone is fine. There are no injuries, no concerns. Westerveld starts his 3-game ban after that red card. I think it was in the League Cup. Could have been FA Cup. So he now misses Charlton, Liverpool, Newcastle. So 2 Premier League games back for Arsenal. Looks like standing isn't. Nice. So I imagine this will be either 4-2-2-2 with 2 wide wingers, or the airplane 3-4-1-2, one of those 2 formations. They can, of course, throw out that occasional 4-3-1-2 with the 3 centre midfielders, 2 of them going out wide. So that's another option, I suppose, but I don't think I see that away that often. So I would imagine airplane or the 4-2-2-2. Oh, you're seeing 4-3-1-2 from Blackburn. Okay, so maybe they will play that then. Which is a good formation, usually for Tugay, I think, if he plays in the centre. Usually does pretty good. What's he got? 13, 15 returns in 27. Started the season really badly though. Been performing alright of late, although his average rating doesn't suggest so. Where's the Boer? He's right here. He's right here. Bolton. 2 days to recover. Home to Millwall. They don't need any recovery though, because everyone but Anderson is fine. So I suppose that works the other way, where they've got an extra day or two where they could get an injury in training and we wouldn't know about it. But you can't worry about that. Sherwood's 1 yellow away from a ban still. Everyone is fine. Colin Cooper is still on his way to Liverpool and happy with his manager. I think Scimeca has been playing every game since that happened. And appears to have nabbed penalties, so still an option potentially. Yes, I did get Team of the Week, Redo. Thank you for mentioning it. Yes, I was waiting until someone said that. Couldn't believe it. Double Chelsea team clean sheet, double Bolton clean sheet. The only people who didn't return for me, Petkov, who's been fucking useless for ages. Wally even got an assist. Who else didn't return for me? Oh, Hippie didn't play, did he? So I got, and then Evans didn't play. So then I got Brian Hughes off the bench, who got me 2 points. But all my forwards scored. Van Nistelrooy was my captain, as he's perma captain. He got 2 goals, so that was kind of the main reason, I guess. But yeah, 4 clean sheets, and Captain Van Nistelrooy basically sealed it for me. That's twice now. Once on the Melchior Hattie in season 1, and then once this week. But I think my team's like 200th or something. It's been shit for about 12 weeks. But we're on the comeback. We can do it. Yeah, so everyone's good. And it's obviously a very good game for them. Home to Millwall. So, yeah. Maybe even Rahmberg. The guy I slated, who's actually not... I mean, he's not done that bad, has he? 9 returns in 15? It's not the worst. Probably be value. It's quite cheap, isn't he? So, maybe even he could be an option. Charlton. Yeah, so tomorrow home to Blackburn. A little bit of injury news here. Sad to see. Mr. Dinser, who's been pretty damn good, to be honest, at 4.5. He's picked up an injury, hasn't he? So he's out for 3 weeks. He actually got injured in a reserve game. The cheek. The cheek. So yeah, if he's your 4.5, he is no longer your 4.5, and 3 weeks. Yeah, reasonably significant time, isn't it? Oh yeah, there's a 2 week break here actually, so he might only miss 2 games. Could be orange for Leicester even, so it might even end up being 1. Still, it's a nice little run that he's going to miss here. But generally, if you've got him, you don't expect to play him most weeks, I imagine. But an annoying one. Reed is also out for a month with a groin strain. And Todd, the great Todd, he got injured in the game versus Leeds. So he's 53%. And he's out for a week, although he is orange, but he won't play on that unless he recovers a ridiculous amount of percentage in 1 day, which can happen when they're orange flagged for some reason. So I suppose there's always a chance. Yeah, so they're struggling. Fish wants to leave on a Bosman. He's fucking had enough. Johansson the same, leaving on a Bosman. Jason Newell now wants to stay. He did play last week, even though he came off again. So who knows what's going to happen here with their team, to be honest. Don't know who will end up with centre back. I suppose Rufus just seems to have been completely bombed. No idea whether he'll come back in. Scott Walker's back. I imagine he probably plays. But it's so tough to guess their lineup. They went from the most nailed team in the division to just being complete cluster over Christmas. It's never really settled. Chelsea tomorrow, home to Liverpool. So I'm hoping that Terry and Desai get me another double clean sheet, to be honest. Because before we go to their team, I mean, I keep pointing this out every week. Nearly every single one of their games involves a clean sheet for one team. Look at this. So how many games out of this list has there not been a clean sheet for one team? League Cup semi-final 4-1. That's the only game with both teams to score on this page. Let's go to Man United. That's where it was before. And then let's go up. And it continues. 2 games now. 3, 4. Like in the last, what's that? 20 games or something? Mental. And yeah, I don't think Chelsea defenders are that well owned. Yeah, sometimes it's them obviously conceding and not scoring in this list, but twice there, for example. But because the goals are so low, you obviously don't get that many negative points, and they can still do this with a bonus. So I still think they're really good options. And home to Liverpool, I would hope will be similar to that Liverpool game we just saw. This one, without the red card. So yeah, fingers crossed. Anyway, yeah, playing tomorrow. Zola's 90, so it'll be 97, 98. Everyone else is fine. All good. Chelsea's where entertainment goes to die. Yep, it appears so. Desai's 1 yellow away from a ban. But everyone's fine. Good Johnson wants a new contract. Melchior wants a new challenge. He's still playing though. All good. Let us go to Derby. Tomorrow away to Arsenal. Still got a few injuries here for them. Seth Johnson, few days, pulled hamstring. He is orange. These guys don't play. Stroopers 2 weeks. Oh, you got Kudicini, Alex. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Fair play. To be honest, I don't think any goalkeeper's been doing well, have they? I mean, Jaskalainen got a clean sheet this week, but I think for the last sort of, I don't know, maybe 10, 11 weeks or something, he's not even been getting saves particularly. He's been getting 2 points all over. It's been hard to pick a good goalkeeper. I think probably Eleftheropoulos has probably been, since he came to the league, might be one of the better ones. Seems to get save points and bonus quite a lot, even if they don't get that many clean sheets. But yeah, goalkeeper's been a tough ask. Westerveld's still been decent. But yeah, Kudicini, I didn't even think of him because he's obviously so expensive, but must have a fair few clean sheets in there. Arison, 2-match ban. So Poom will be back in, won't he? And they play Arsenal and Everton. Everyone else is fine. Everton home tomorrow against Leicester. Usually pretty solid at home. So we've got a few injuries. Gerrard, he's been injured for a while. He's out for a month. So it's Simonson in goal. They've got Naismith, he's orange, few days, damaged shoulder. But they do play tomorrow. Maybe he's back. And GX is injured 10 days with a broken toe. That was versus Blackburn. So for the left side, they're struggling a bit if Naismith doesn't play. Everyone else is fine. David Weir's 1 yellow away from a ban. I don't even know who would play. Maybe Unsworth, he can play there, but don't really see it that often. A Boulder is available on loan for anyone with a big enough truck. It's my favourite player. I mean, I suppose they could play Anthony Gerrard there, but that would be a bit of a tragedy. I'm assuming they're going to play a wing back. Maybe Tal will play there. McLeod, actually, he's been playing, hasn't he? Yeah, it's going to be him, isn't it? Should have thought that. Probably going to be him. Duncan Ferguson is out for a month. He's got really high injury prone, so that's pretty much his season over. But I suppose that's pretty significant because the likes of Campbell and Keratos become even more nailed because they're not 100% nailed. Well, certainly not Campbell. Keratos being a new signing, I think he's played every game that he's been fit for because he wasn't fit for the first one. And speaking of which, I think he scored 4 in 4 and 2 in 2 in the cup, 6 in 6 in total with 2 assists. So he's been very decent. Pirlo's beard might swap Gravison in for Hendry. Everton have a nice little run. They do have a nice little run. They do. I still think Hendry's the kind of player you kind of just leave in and don't mess around transferring players at that value. I think Hendry will still end up being decent. I know he goes missing for a while, but then he can haul. He's not too bad. Graveson's not 100% nailed because they've just got so many midfielders. He plays the vast majority, and he is probably their best midfield asset. But did he even play last week, for example? He might have been injured. I can't remember if he's injured or not, but it's just an example. I think he was injured, wasn't he? Pretty sure he was, actually. Yeah, he was, yeah. But he has missed out in the past. Camels in superb morale. All good. Ipswich today, home to Tottenham. So I imagine most of the people are going to be playing their Ipswich assets in this game, seeing as though Spurs don't really know how to score anymore. Jamie Redknapp, Mr. 20 for injury proneness, is injured. What a surprise. Didn't last long, did it? I think out of these 5 goals, maybe 4 of them were penalties. Got a lucky penalty streak, but generally dog shit, as you can see. Not particularly good. He's out for a month now as well. So if you got Jamie, I think you got to get rid. Royce is actually wanted by Newcastle. He's actually really good in this game. So if he went there, that would be interesting. Not that he'd be able to do much with a long ball tactic, but there we go. Guard says requested a transfer. Don't think anyone really cares. But everyone's fine. Bramble's fit. Back from his suspension, sorry. Ariderson's 1 yellow away from a ban. He's got a potential shin injury, but he's at 99%. They usually only say this in the game. So if you play the game and then the player dips in condition a bit, but it doesn't mention it, and you click on their name, sometimes it will say it here, and they'll either come out of the game injured or it'll just disappear and it won't have happened. So I'm surprised to see that now. But he's fit with a potential shin injury. So I don't know what that means, but he should be fine. Tarico's still been pretty good, getting the odd assists. I wish Sky would get rid of Redknapp. Yeah, it's funny how it's changed. Redknapp does my fucking nutting in Sky, and he always did. But now the amount of shit pundits they get on, it's almost like Redknapp has risen up the ranking now. They almost bring on Redknapp and then one useless cunt, basically. And then Redknapp almost has to do the job of, like, I don't know, seeing the guy in sort of thing. Like they'll ask a question and then Redknapp will go, oh, I think this. What do you think, mate? And like pass it over. I don't know if you've noticed, it's like he's an experienced pundit now. So quite often he'll give like a slight opinion and then hand it over to the new person, who's usually some plank who can't even talk. So Redknapp suddenly like become like a half decent one, but he's utter shit. So embarrassing. Maybe I'm just getting old, but pundits do my nutting most of the time. They talk utter shit. Carlton Cole. Oh, don't get me started on Carlton Cole. Doherty's back fit as well. Where's he gone? So he did play last week, didn't he? Despite having an orange flag, and it was up front. But yeah, is he back to 100? Where's he gone? Why can't I find him? Defender striker, where are you, mate? I'm clearly blind. You should be down here somewhere. Here you are. Yeah, 99. Leeds. They play tomorrow away to Newcastle. So Harpal Singh is out for 2 weeks. He got injured in the last game. So those of you that fancy Ian Hart again, you've got an opportunity. He did score in his last game in the Champions League versus Milan. In the UEFA Cup, sorry. He is back. And, well, as it's an away game, I'd be stunned if he didn't play. Oliver Decor is 90%. Few days away. Bridges, still 2 months with his broken leg. And Batty's a few days twisted knee, but he's 54%, so he won't be playing. Dubry is a month. It's decent for their centre-backs because less rotation. Everyone else is fine. Larson, Viduka, Keane, the whole works. They're all available. Harry Kewell, who has been beyond shit and yet has still remained expensive. I mean, I thought he'd be better this season than he was last, and he's somehow become even worse. You could argue he should be less. I mean, there's 4.5 million midfielders that are doing better than him. Absolute madness, because he's actually really fucking good in the game as well. He's really good. I don't know what's happening there. This formation doesn't suit him, of course, that hasn't helped him, but yeah. I owned him in season 1 as well for parts. Leicester, who are still ravaged by injury, tomorrow away to Everton. Joby McAnuff is out for a month. Evening captain. The main man. Scowcroft is still out for a month. And Izzet is 28%, 10 days, so he won't be playing. So they've lost, 3 of their best attacking assets there potentially. So I think Everton, Unsworth this week. I think someone mentioned at home, David Unsworth, who's Lordy Leroy, his site's amazing. David Unsworth has the most bonus of any defender at home, I think. Something close. So you've got penalties, potentially left wing back role if they don't play McLeod. Average rating, great fixture, where Leicester's attacking assets are mostly out. So I think he's definitely a play this week. Taggart 1 yellow away from a ban. Everyone else is fine. Liverpool, they play tomorrow away to Chelsea. Littman is 1 day 90%. So although he'll pop up orange on the website, because the game is tomorrow, he should be 100% and not injured at all. So you have to bear that in mind. That's one you're only going to know if you obviously watch this preview. Not that I think many people were jumping on Littmanen, but it does mean the likes of Heskey and Fowler, are not 100% nailed now because Littmanen is there. Owen shin splints 3 months, so he won't be playing again this season, will he? And Gerrard is 3 weeks, 90%, so technically can play, but probably not. Evening Mac. Kill fell apart as soon as Andy bigged him up. He couldn't handle the pressure. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, as they're tomorrow, all these guys will rise by 7 to 8%. Eggham's there. But fairly clean bill of health for them, to be honest. Man City, they play today away at Man United. Everyone is fine. Look, Tiato's a yellow away from a ban, but everyone's okay. Not very much injury news at all, is there? It's been a theme this season. The injuries have really slowed down. I can't work out whether we just got really unlucky season 1 with injuries, or we got really lucky this time. Maybe it's somewhere in between. Because I get a lot of injuries when I play, but that's because I put them on hard training schedules and stuff. I don't think the AI does that. So, bit of both, I think. McLeod, yeah, I say it on purpose, Pillow. McLeod. It's because it's spelled that way. Leod. I'm just taking the piss. Manchester United then, who obviously play City today at home. So on paper, a really good game, but we talked about it before. Man City play offside trap, and Man United play direct passing. In the game manual says that is supposed to counter direct passing pretty well, but the strength of the two squads and the fact they're at home, I don't think it will make too much difference, but it's just something to bear in mind. I think Man City won the reverse fixture 1-0. So yeah, I think most people just think Van Nistelrooy also captain. Everyone always thinks that especially after he just got a haul. But I'm pretty sure if you go back after Van Nistelrooy gets a haul in like an unexpected game and then everyone wants to captain him in the home game, he usually does absolutely nothing or doesn't go wild. I don't think he's an auto pick this week, but he's obviously a very, very solid one. I think him and Henry. We'll get to it when we get to the fixtures. I think Henry's still a decent pick. And a Bolton player, potentially home to Millwall. There's probably others. I'll have a look when we look at the fixtures. But yeah, injury-wise, Manchester United, everyone is fine. Look, Chadwick's 97. Everyone's cool. Who would be in on a wild card? Ooh, I haven't even looked at that or thought about it. Sorry. I barely look at fixtures anymore because my team's dead, so I just kind of play each week to week. I don't have to think. Middlesbrough. Today, home to Sunderland. It's a pretty decent game. There are no injury concerns. Atherton's a yellow away from a ban. Boxich is 100. Rickard, Zapata, Southgate, Johnston, Marinelli, who started to play, hasn't he? Yeah, even played last week, came off, but if he's nailed down that role, he can do really well. So I think he's cheap. Is he 4.5? I don't know how much he is. If he's 4.5 and he's on a wild card, there's one name for you. You could potentially slip Marinelli in as the 4.5 because he's got the potential to be the best one. The only thing is it uses up a Middlesbrough spot, but you probably wouldn't want that many. Maybe Cepeda, Southgate, or Rickard and Boxich are both great as well, to be fair. Borough to win the league. Oh, they can still do it. They can still do it. So they're still scoring goals for fun and not really shipping them. They had a ropey patch, but should be 3 points this week. Millwall, every single person is at 100%. But because they've got 2 days, we already discussed that could change. But everyone's fine. Evans is 1 yellow away from a ban, not that he ever fucking plays. The bastard. Savarese now wants to stay at the club. Yeah, he played last week. So I imagine Kinney will play here, and that's pretty much their first team. I don't know why Mitchell's playing, to be fair. Corrigan will probably come back in. Goalkeeper's a minefield. Absolutely woeful. Woeful. 5 games 20 conceded. 5 games 15 conceded. Yeah. Probably going to get battered. How did Cepeda blank in a 5-0? I don't know. But I'm glad he did, because I mean, he's had far too many returns, to be fair. Far too many. But yeah, a bit of a surprise. I suppose just one of those things. How does Harry Kane blank in a 4-0 win over Sheffield United? One of those things. Newcastle tomorrow, home to Leeds. I've got Shearer, so I hope he can score, because he's usually good for a goal in a home game, but Leeds is really tough, so probably not got that good of a chance. Whole squad's pissed off still, but in terms of percent, yeah, there's a few here low, but not low enough to cause any concerns, and most of them don't start, so everything is fine from them. Barton, Hughes, 1 yellow away from a ban. They need to sell Laurent Robert quick and start handing out some contracts, and sack Kinnear. Still scoring the goals though, aren't you, Alan? Sunderland today away to Middlesbrough. Oh, Marinelli's 5 million, is he? Okay. Could be worth it. I don't think any of the. I think the only 4.5 really worth it now. Dince is out injured, isn't he? Is still Wally. And Brian Hughes is still an option because he plays every week. Still get points. After that, you're looking at probably Marinelli at 5, but he's not nailed. But he does develop, and he's been playing every game for like the last 3 or 4, I think. So it's got a decent chance. Could be worth the risk. Just depends if you've got 0.5 left over. Sunderland. This is my daughter's fidget popper thing, by the way, if you're wondering. It's not like a rainbow waffle. Well, it kind of is a rainbow waffle, but you get what I mean. Emerson's home. He got injured in the game versus Manchester United, so he is out for a week, but he is red, and it is today, so yeah, he will remain red. So that's a loss. I think he's still pretty well owned, for good reason, and Issa's 1 yellow away from being banned. Kevin's fine. 22 goals again. What did he get this season? 26 in season 1. And he's on 22 already, so he's 4 goals short. Doesn't feel like he's had as good a season, but it's just because they've come so randomly, haven't they? A lot of penalties as well. Feels like a lot of penalties anyway. Feels like he gets the penalties against the big teams a lot. Closer each day, Tome's away. Nice. Tottenham today away to Ipswich. Martin Wood's got a facial injury, 90%. Condition wise, all good. Everyone fine. Simon Davies, 1 yellow away from a ban. He's fucking slipped off, hasn't he? He's one of my tips at the start of the season to be really good value at 7 million. I think he started pretty well as well, but it's been shit now. Really bad. And he's such a good player in the game. Phillips does have good fixtures, doesn't he? But I don't know whether that means he will score in them or not. He was really bad at the beginning of the season. He actually scored a couple of goals at the very beginning, and then he went on a massive barren patch over a really good run of fixtures, which had really annoyed me and everyone else. But that's why I had him in my dead team. He's like the perfect dead team player. Plays every week. Perfect vice captain if Rude doesn't make it. And he's a premium striker with penalties. They're quite rare, so can obviously haul. But yeah, it's been quite surprising when he's actually got his goals. Can you stop popping? I heard it all day with my kids. Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't realise they were common. She just came home with that 2 days ago from a gift shop for about £18. Fucking liberties. We did Spurs, didn't we? We did Watford. So they've got a few things here. Valencia's 1 match ban. He's their best centre midfielder by quite a way. Ward is 2 weeks. Injured. Everyone else is okay. So there's barely any injury news really. The only big news now, Doherty's back. He played last week anyway, but fully back. Tome's injured. What else was there? There was one other one, Dinser. That's about it. I don't think there's much else. Got off lightly again. Got off lightly. Oh, Liverpool? Yeah, Liverpool, Gerrard, Owen, but we knew about those. Where's Petkov? Mate, you need to sort it out. You've been utterly shit for weeks. But it's only because like Cepeda takes the piss, but that's like still a pretty good return. 16 and 27. Yeah, it's not bad. But it all came in at the start. You're trying to relax in the bath. Okay. Yeah. I didn't realise you could hear it that well. My bad. Right. That's all the teams then, guys. Let's go to fixtures. So I haven't watched CM Fantasy's video at all, but I kind of talked through him a little bit. So I'll just do a few predictions. Andy, what's your tip for the week, by the way, whilst you're in the chat? Type it with your soapy fingers. Ipswich Spurs. Again, Spurs have been pretty shit, haven't they? Are they going to score? I don't think. 1-0 Ipswich? 1-0? A draw? I don't think there'll be that many goals in it. Maybe the Sims would say different, but maybe the Sims will say different, but I'd go low scoring, maybe Ipswich win. Man United, Man City. I think Man United will probably win this, but I think it will be low scoring again. Maybe like a routine 1 or 2-0 win. Something like that. I'd hope for a clean sheet, but Man United seem to have a gift of avoiding those. Middlesbrough, Sunderland. It's a pretty tough game. So is Phillips going to score? Maybe. But you'd have to favour Middlesbrough here, I think. Maybe 2-0, 2-1 Middlesbrough. I don't think that would be massively high scoring. Although they haven't got Tome, and Rickard and Boxic are a handful, so maybe some 3-1, maybe something like that. Doherty goal. I mean, I'd play him. He could play up front, and he's got all potential in any week he plays. And even if he plays in defence, he could get a clean sheet. And his tip is hovering around sea level. Nice, John Shanley. Nice. I don't think it's quite long enough. He has it quite. The buff's quite high, so it's good. Delve down. Watford versus Villa. I've got no idea how to call this game. Villa are dreadful away against the big sides, but against the less sides, they're all right. 2-2? 2-1 Watford? It's not very inspiring, is it? Arsenal derby. I mean, I'd have to back Arsenal for just a comfortable win here. 3-1 Arsenal, 4-1 Arsenal, something like that. That's why I like Omri as a captain. Maybe Perez, but generally don't like putting it on midfielder. In all seriousness, my tip is that Ashley Cole gets 8 points. Okay, yeah. He's been doing that a lot, hasn't he? Either a clean sheet and bonus or an assist. I think he's got 3 or 4 assists in the last few weeks. So yeah, fair enough. And he's out wide. You know, the wingers, it's not just the wingers, even the fullbacks get involved versus Derby quite often. Come on, Villa, says Bricky. Yeah, could do well. Charlton, Blackburn. Normally, this was like a normal Charlton. I'd say that they'll score, and Blackburn generally try to draw games away from home. So it could be like a 1-1 or a 2-2. But I think Charlton are that shit that I'm probably going to back Blackburn to just win. Like 2-3-1 maybe. Chelsea, Liverpool. I mean, that's got 0-0 all over it. Maybe Chelsea can sneak a goal. 0-0 or 1-0. I think. Can't see Liverpool scoring unless Heskey goes massive. I think Terry and Desai have got enough to deal with that if they play. Everton versus Leicester. Again, I feel like Leicester will struggle to score in this one, so could be a 2 or 3-0 win to Everton. I think Campbell, Keritos, Unsworth, Gravison could all do well here. Newcastle versus Leeds. I hope Shearer can get a goal, but I think Leeds should win here. Even if they leave it late, it'll probably be another maybe 2-0, 3-0 Leeds, maybe 1 for Newcastle. And Bolton Millwall. Again, I'm hoping for a double clean sheet here. If Chelsea get a clean sheet and Bolton get a clean sheet, I'm in the mix again, boys. It's possible. It's possible this week. That should be comfortable. 3-4-0 win, maybe? Is Shearer worth holding? I'm of the opinion that Shearer is just like a really good hold, like non-stop. If he's fit, then he's a striker with penalties. And even though Newcastle are bad, even though they only average about a goal or 2 a game, he's generally involved in all of them. So let's have a look. Home to Leeds, I think he could score in that. Away to Blackburn, tough. Probably not score. Home to Sunderland, yeah, he could score easily. It's a derby game as well. He's got 20 for big games, I think. So yeah, Tottenham, again, tough now under McLeish, but possible. Home to Liverpool, more again, tough but possible because he's at home. Away to Millwall, yeah, Ipswich. I think he's still fine. I think only really away to Chelsea, away to Blackburn, and away to Middlesbrough here are real struggles. He could score in all those games if he's fit. The question is, can someone else outscore him? And of course, there's probably a number of players that could. But I think there's no need to force transfers. Sometimes I think we force them too often for 1 week, when if you look at it for 3 or 4 weeks, there's some players are really good. I think quite a lot of people have been guilty of switching forwards around to try and play the fixture, which it can work, but if it doesn't, then suddenly you have to do it again the week after and again the week after, and it becomes a bit tricky. And then the league messes you up anyway, because you have a plan and then your players don't even play, and then you have to throw it out the window. It's a tough game. But we love it. Right. I've done the table already, haven't I? Let's do the players quickly. And are we going to do the Wheel of Fortune then, guys? Is that what we're going to do? Just joined, David H. Hello, everyone. You're a bit late, mate, but I forgive you. Average rating. Van Nistelrooy clear of anyone by 0.5 here. Then it's for Ron, Henri, Southgate, Desai, Boxic for Ducat, Terry Smith. Let's just do average rating for attackers. One Drop's in 14th. You're only here for the wheel. That's right, ignore the insight. And just here for the wheel. I know your game. I used to watch Ricard for Larson. To be honest, I say that, but when Leeds are playing Charlton, I'd have been extremely tempted to hit in, bring in any Leeds asset. It just didn't work out, but it is more predictable than FPL in that sense, isn't it? Where usually they do go big. And to be fair, they won 2-0. Viduka got max bonus. Larson scored and assisted, so they still returned something, just not as much as we hoped. Veron, top of midfielders. Zapeda's still there. Gardner's a defender, isn't he? But he's listed here. Gary Kelly. Interesting. Southgate is top. I've got the top 3 defenders there. That's why I picked them on my dead team, because they were just bonus magnets and I could leave them all season. But top 3, loving that. Colin Cooper's dipped down. Haridasson's still right up there, even after his season 1 exploits. Just hasn't had the clean sheets to add, but that's still incredibly high. Silvestre, I mean, you look at that over the season and you think, yeah, this guy's got to be 6.5 million, high average ratings, assists, man of the match, but bonus gets stolen and apparently clean sheets are fairly rare. I don't know how many clean sheets Man United have got now, actually. It can't be... You know, they've got a few more recently than they had before. Radaby's been good the last few weeks, has he? Okay. Assists, defenders haven't been getting any for a while, actually. Or actually, Qual was the only one who I've noticed anyway. Been getting them. Midfielders. A lot of these came in the first few weeks, didn't they? Duff, Petkov. Giggs is sneaking up there. Tugay. Ramon Vega, yeah, he does pretty well for average rating actually. He's got a few red cards as well, which have brought it down a lot. So if you take out I think he had 2 red cards, maybe even 3. You usually get a 5 when that happens, so it would be even higher if it wasn't for those. Dreadful Selakovic, sort it out. Pedersen on course for his 15, maybe, if he scores. I mean, he could get a few this week. Still might end up between 15 and 20. That's usually where he ends up for the season, so bear that in mind. Pricing Sims, he was like clockwork between 15 and 20, occasionally over 20. Not quite happened for him this season, but he's still floating about. What should we do? Man of the match. Van Nistelrooy is now at 7 with Viduka. Matt Janssen. It's quite explosive, Janssen, isn't he? So a nothing or a brace of man of the match, it seems. Penalties. Yeah, Unsworth, Phillips is there. Veron, Hart. Bolton strikers for the next 5. I think Pedersen's a good punt if you can afford it, especially for this week. I still like Wallace because he's cheap and he's decent, and he obviously still could take penalties. He just took... I know Scimeca took 1 over him when he was on the field, but it doesn't mean that will definitely happen next time. And plus, we don't know Scimeca is fully nailed, so he's still an option. And Rahmberg's 6 million, I think. So if you've got a spot for him, I mean, I wouldn't expect too much from him. He is usually terrible, but he's doing alright. Any news on doubles? There's no news yet on doubles, I'm pretty sure. Absolutely none. We'll find out. If it's, I think it's either the next stream or the stream after that we'll have a much clearer picture. Tackles per game. Sol Campbell still up there despite not getting any bonus ever. Everyone else pretty good for bonus on that page. Gardner's going to be top beer, isn't he? Yeah. Mr. Cheat intrinsic dribbling. JB McAnuff's got cheat intrinsic dribbling as well. Alright, let's do the Wheel of Death then, shall we? Is that what people want? Genuinely. You want to do that to yourselves? I don't even have my main man to take notes, so I'll have to take it on my phone. So Wheel, just put yes or no in the chat and I'm just going to count them. The alternative, if it's no, basically I'm going to run the sim and then I'm going to give you, hand pick a few options to give you. So you might get less, well you'll probably get less total info, but maybe more targeted info. Because I don't want to spoon feed too much. Yes or no in the chat. To the wheel. I need to message someone what the results are if that's what we do. Yes, says Cobbler. Pato, go on, why not? Yes, bring on the wheel, says Depression. Yes, says Irons. Yes, Irons. We need to get you winning again, so with the streams less depressing. It was good. At least you had some buzz about you. You know, Mode was always depressing. Now you're both just depressed every week. I still watch those. Still good. Lots of yeses. I don't see a single no. Oh, Captain's going to take notes. Thank you, Captain. Yeah, could you do that? Spin that cursed thing. Are we going to pick each team? Or are we going to let the team come down to fate as well? I think we'll pick the team. Let's pick the team because it's a bit shit, isn't it? If you get, you know, Derby defenders or any of that crap. Let me try and make this fit in the window first. Sorry about the Hall of Mirrors. Is that fitting in there? Sort of. I think that's in there. Can you see that? Can you see the wheel? 8 reds in 10 weeks. Sorry for the depression. Yeah, it's alright. I had like, I know it's a dead team, I had something like 14 reds in a row or something close to that, and then ended up with team of the week. So it can happen. Pick each team. We're picking each team, are we? Okay, so the first fixture we've got is Ipswich versus Tottenham. Which team do you want? And I know already everyone's going to pick Ipswich because Tottenham are irrelevant. So I or T in the chat. I or T. So the chat's so slow. I say something in about 30 seconds after to a minute. You guys respond. It's not me being drunk, I promise. Or tired this time. I or T? I, says Graham S. I. I. Ipswich. Yeah, as I thought. Ipswich from Mr. Gruntu. Tottenham for David H. Okay, everyone else on I. 2 Tottenhams. Yeah, we're not beating Ipswich, are we? So it's Ipswich. Right, Captain, take these down because I am not taking it down. Here we go. I'll put my game volume up just so I can hear that. You've got the Ipswich forwards. Okay, so you're going to know whether Doherty's up front or not, I guess. But if he's not there, he could be in defence or he might not play. You're not going to know. The eyes have it. Right, Man United versus Man City. Again, I know which way it's going. Just put United or City in the chat. United or City. What's this shuffle do? I don't want to click it in case it spins. United. Okay, unsurprising. You are getting the United midfield if it stops. It's midfield. We have a winner. So Chadwick, Veron. But I think they're the only 2 really owned, aren't they? Giggs, maybe. Decent information so far. Okay, Middlesbrough, Sunderland. This might be a bit closer. So M or S? M and S? M or S? Captain, you've got to send me this list straight after this because that's when I'm going to run the sim. Because I don't want to be up till fucking 11 taking screenshots and sorting it out. You can shuffle. Yeah, but I don't, okay, this doesn't count as the spin because you haven't even picked the team yet. I want to see what this does. Okay, it just moves everything around. Ah, it removes the colours as well. Okay, that's weird. Whatever. Right, I need to count these. Fucking hell. Peter Carter puts Borough. 1, 2, 3. Oh, fucking hell, this is close. Sunderland's. I can't even work out. I think there's more M's, maybe? Maybe more S's. I don't even know. People cheat and put it twice. I might have to spin the wheel to see which team we get, guys. Because it's too close. It's too close for me to tell. Oh, we've already got mid. Look at that. I'm spinning the wheel. Sorry, it's too close. Middlesbrough, Sunderland. Here we go. Sunderland. Sunderland. Forwards. So what? Phillips and Libra probably. It's Phillips and Libra, most likely. Watford and Villa. Which team do we want, guys? Put W or A. Is that the first wheel leak not involving Cepeda? Wow, okay. Nice and pointless, lovely stuff. Oh, you never know. Might see Sibon up top. W. Okay, Watford, Villa, Villa, Villa. Watford, Watford. So that's fairly equal. Villa. 4 Watford. Oh, lots of Watfords. One. How many Watfords are we here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I couldn't give a shit. Like 7 Watfords. Villa 1, 2, 3, 4. There's people cheating and typing twice. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's actually, yeah, Villa's just edged it, I think. Right, it's Villa. Not forwards. We don't want to know about Dublin. Hey! I thought you get too much information. Villa defenders. Sorry, Dublin owners. Villa just about won it yet. Right, Arsenal derby. A or D? God, it's hammering it down with rain. Boo. A or D? Everyone's on A. What a surprise. Okay. What are we going to get? Let's do a couple of shuffles, should we? Let's see who gets. What do you want? I suppose you want midfield. Oh my god, it's right on the edge. Oh my god. It's the midfield by a foreskin. You jammy bastards. That could be lucrative, that one. That could be lucrative. Right, C or B for Charlton or Blackburn? Adam Sands. Few. Yeah, I suppose Arsenal could rep thinking about it. They are home to Derby. The midfield should give you some indication though, I suppose, although they do rotate a lot, so it'll be tricky. If you see the likes of Edu, then you kind of know what's up, right? What have we got? B's and C's. B, please, Bob, says Andy. B, C, C, 2 C's, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 C's. Quite a lot of C's, actually. More than expected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is close. Come on, guys. We've got to know who comes in to replace Dinter. I think Blackburn's just edging it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. Blackburn. You bunch of C's. Sorry, I think it's Blackburn, guys. Here we go. Let's shuffle a few times. I like that. Go. No, I think it's Blackburn just. Forwards. Okay, so I'm only doing the front two just out of information. Well, assuming they played two up front. So whoever's in the AMC slot, that's midfield. So you're just getting the forward twos. Chelsea, Liverpool, C or L? C or L? And I just see captain next game is Chelsea or Liverpool, C or L. The chat is so delayed. You almost need to start typing that now for the next one. Steve Merchant played Blockbusters once. You can find that on YouTube. Have a little look. He played Blockbusters once. Before he was famous. Did alright actually. He was the solo person versus the two, if I remember rightly. Right, fucking hell, looks close. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, a lot more Liverpools. Yeah, there's a lot more Liverpools. Okay, it's Liverpool then. Here we go. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There's only 4 or 5 Chelseas I see there, so it's Liverpool. Liverpool midfield. E or L, Everton at home versus Leicester away. I imagine that's going to be Everton. Because Leicester are shite. But if you get the opposite team, sometimes it can help, right? If you look at Leicester's defence and they've got a bunch of idiots in it, for example. Pointless. This is the wheel. It can be pointless. You asked for a good one. You asked. Well, I don't know if you did specifically, but people did. You are going to know the Everton defence. Lucky you. Woo! Love that little cheer that pops up. Newcastle, Leeds, N or L? N or L? As a N for Mac. Controversial. You're loving the wheel this week. I'm loving wheels this week. Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. N for Iron. Leeds, 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 Leeds. N for Shanley. Leeds, Leeds. N for Mac. You've already said N, Mac. L for Andy Martin. It is Leeds, isn't it? Here we go. Wing backs are defenders. You get in midfield. Okay, midfield 2 in the AMC. That is quite a lot of information there, I'd say. Because that does change that area quite a lot. So it leads at midfield. It was midfield, wasn't it? Unless someone crack. Yeah. And the last game, Bolton at home to Millwall. B&M. The store for less affluent people. At least in my area, but we still love it because it's cheap as fuck. B and M. B, M for Goodman, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is a great shop, yeah. Lots of Bs. Let's give it a few shuffles for luck. Here we go. Forwards, so you're only going to get the front two, not AMC. So I imagine that is Rahmberg and Wallace, but you never know for sure. There you go. All done. Anyone got any questions before I leave you? And run the sim and confirm, not speak again. And hold in all my thoughts and see you guys struggle and change and make good decisions followed by a bad decision. You like the luck shuffles? We'll keep those up then. Yeah, I could tell you rep 12. That's a good point. Let's just have a look at rep 12 because I've not actually paid attention. Let me look at that. Who can rep 12 this week? Where's my rep chart? It's not up to date to this week, but it's up to date from a few weeks ago, I think. So probably won't have changed much. There's the rep chart, but I can bring it up if I need it. So Man United could rep, obviously. Sunderland are now 13, I think. Quite high. Oh, 14, yeah. So don't think Middlesbrough will rep. Watford at home to Villa. Where are Villa? They're pretty high. They're on 13, so could do Watford, but unlikely. Arsenal home to Derby. Derby are 12, so yeah, Arsenal are rep territory. Charlton home to Blackburn. Charlton could rep, but honestly we don't know what Charlton's team even looks like most of the time. So rep team could be a better team, could be anything, but definitely could because Blackburn are low. Chelsea, Liverpool, they won't. Everton versus Leicester. What are Leicester? They're 12 as well, aren't they? They are 12. So Everton could rep because they're 13. They're actually almost 14. Very close. So I suppose there's a chance there. Newcastle won't be repping. And Bolton are at home to Millwall. Millwall are 13 along with Bolton. In fact, they're very close. So I'll be surprised if they rep. But outside chance they could. So not too many actually. Right. What's the questions? Let me have a look. Division 1 table, Riccy. Yeah, let's do that. Here it is, my man. Wigan, Crew, QPR. It's all close at the bottom there. Bradford, top. Southampton. Saha's top in the average rating, as you'd expect. Justin Walker's actually pretty damn good in this game. $20 goals for Crouchy with Beanpole self. Highest point scorer this week. Prediction. Oh, fucking hell. Fucking hell. I mean, it'd be easy to say a Man United player or an Arsenal player, wouldn't it? Could be a Bolton player. Could be a Leeds player. I don't know. Why not go for an Arsenal winger versus Derby? Let's go for Pires if he plays. Actually, I should go for Lundberg. Whenever he plays, he's absolute gold. And you get the midfielders. So I'll say Lundberg, but he might not even play. Why are you guys being more generous with the leaks of late? I suppose because A, it was to mix it up. Although the last few weeks we've done the wheel now. But also the game's not really that... I mean, the game's fun and the chaos is fun, but it's not that fun when you tune in every week and you've only got 8 or 9 players. Everyone wants to at least have their players playing, right? And it's incredibly hard to predict when a player will actually play or not. Season 2 shenanigans, people can't even sim the game particularly accurately. Reputations and stuff are all changed. Abilities are changed. So, more information, more discussion points. As long as you don't give too much. I don't think this is a huge amount. And even then, when you get some information, you can't... mean, the John O'Shea for Man United's a perfect example. Everyone thought they'd rep and they didn't. So I guess there's that. Interaction. Best 4.5 to 5 million goalkeeper this week. This week, aside from Jaskalainen. I suppose you could get... I was going to say Sereni then, but he plays for Spurs, doesn't he? Brannigan's still good at 4. Could say Sereni. Might put in a performance. Atmanzidis could do okay, couldn't he? Eleftheropoulos, 4.5. Surely him, actually. Home to Leicester when all their attackers are out. Yeah, I'll go Elephant. Luton still on for back-to-back. Let's have a look, Bricky. They're in second, 68. They've hardly conceded any goals, look. Solid. But 3 points behind Peterborough. Local rivalry, that. Man United away to Lazio Tuesday or Wednesday. They are playing Wednesday, Andy. So after this week, look, after I run the sim, these are all going to get run, and I'm going to have an idea of where Man United are finishing in the Champions League. Ooh, interesting. So it is the next one that will have a very good idea. That's cool. Right, I'm going to end it there because I'm knackered. Cheers, guys. It's been fun. Leak. Sure. I mean, I'd give it to Rob tonight, and I'm assuming he should put it out tomorrow when he is able. Looking forward to having a player I can't spell the name of. There's plenty of them in this game. Alright, enjoy. Just Brannigan or just see this week? Let's go just see, I think. See you later, Cobbler. Bye-bye. Au revoir, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Let me end the stream. Get rid of these wheels and click end stream. See you later.